Unraveling the $11 billion HP Autonomy acquisition, truth or deception. When Hewlett-Packard announced its $11 billion acquisition of Autonomy Corporation in August 2011, it seemed like a bold leap into the future, a bet on software and big data that would help the venerable hardware giant transform itself into a modern, cloud-driven enterprise powerhouse. But within less than a year, this acquisition unraveled into one of the most extraordinary debacles in tech history. A $9 billion write-down, scandal, lawsuits, and an investigation that dragged on for years. This isn't just the story of a failed merger. It's a cautionary tale about what happens when due diligence misses major red flags, inflated accounting numbers mask reality, and a company's internal culture encourages embellishment. The HP Autonomy saga illustrates the slippery terrain of tech acquisitions and underlines the risks entrenched giants face when they rush to reposition themselves in an unfamiliar market, all while billions of dollars evaporate in smoke. To understand why HP paid $11 billion for Autonomy in the first place, we must go back to the early 2010s, a pivotal time in enterprise technology. HP, a company founded in 1939, had long dominated hardware. Printers, PCs, servers. But growth was slowing, margins were shrinking, and tech giants like IBM and Oracle were pivoting heavily into software and services, segments with higher profits and recurring revenues. CEOs at HP recognized the threat. If HP wanted to stay relevant, it would have to evolve from a commodity hardware maker into a software and services powerhouse. Enter Autonomy. Founded in Cambridge, UK in 1996, Autonomy specialized in unstructured data analytics, a kind of software that uses pattern recognition, natural language processing, and machine learning to interpret and organize data that doesn't fit neatly into databases. Emails, documents, photos, audio, video, web pages. At a time when businesses were drowning in data but desperate to extract insights, Autonomy claimed to have the technology to turn chaos into intelligence. By 2011, Autonomy was listed on the London Stock Exchange with a market capitalization around £2 billion, roughly $3.1 billion. It had revenues of approximately £382 million and was growing quickly. Its software was used by notable clients like the U.S. Department of Defense, major banks, and global media companies. HP's leadership saw in Autonomy a gateway to reinventing itself, transcending commoditized hardware and becoming a leader in big data analytics and software. The acquisition price, $11 billion including debt, was a staggering 9 times Autonomy's trailing revenue, a premium many analysts found aggressive but justifiable if the growth story held true. The deal closed in October 2011. Almost immediately, however, tensions and skepticism arose. The acquisition almost doubled HP's software business overnight, but shocked many insiders with its scale and valuation. HP paid a 58% premium over Autonomy's existing share price, an eye-watering figure reflecting expectations of rapid expansion and synergistic benefits. HP CEO Leo Apotheker, who joined just a few months earlier, championed the Autonomy purchase as a transformational move, declaring Autonomy software would change everything in HP's portfolio. The company's CFO Kathy Lesjak later candidly acknowledged the deal's strategic rationale, a fast track to becoming a software player. Yet soon after, the honeymoon was over. In November 2012, just 14 months after closing, HP took an extraordinary $8.8 billion write-down on Autonomy, the largest impairment in HP's corporate history. This wiped out the majority of the acquisition price. The reason? HP alleged that Autonomy's previous management had used accounting fraud and misrepresentations to artificially inflate the company's financial results before the deal. HP's forensic accounting investigation concluded that Autonomy had overstated revenue by approximately $500 million over a few years, misclassifying sales and inflating profit margins. It accused former executives, including founder Mike Lynch, who remained CEO through the acquisition, of manipulating accounting entries to create the illusion of rapid growth and healthy profitability. HP also claimed that Autonomy's gross margins were far lower than reported, due largely to undisclosed discounts and sales to related entities. The scale of the alleged deception shocked investors and regulators alike. HP's shares fell nearly 40% on the write-down announcement. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, the UK Financial Reporting Council, and law enforcement agencies launched investigations into Autonomy's pre-acquisition financials and HP's accounting practices. In response, Autonomy's former executives vigorously denied any wrongdoing, asserting that the write-down was an attempt by HP's new management to cover up their own poor integration decisions and justify the failed acquisition. Mike Lynch, Autonomy's co-founder, sued HP for defamation, insisting the company was not guilty of fraud. The dispute escalated into one of the most bitter and complex corporate litigations of the decade. So, what exactly did HP allege happened at Autonomy before the acquisition? How could a company valued at $11 billion have possibly overstated its financials by billions? And why did HP's due diligence processes fail to uncover these issues? The story begins with Autonomy's accounting methods, which, according to independent analysts and HP's forensic experts, were unusually aggressive and opaque while still conforming to UK accounting standards. Autonomy's core software business was based on complex licensing agreements and long-term contracts with customers. Revenues were not straightforward subscription fees, but involved upfront license payments, substantial maintenance and support fees, and ongoing royalty income. HP claimed that Autonomy frequently booked revenue prematurely, counting deals as closed before contracts were legally final or before haggling over price was complete. In particular, HP focused on a practice it dubbed intercompany transactions, where Autonomy sold software to unrelated parties at steep discounts intended to artificially inflate top-line sales numbers or rapidly recognize revenue that should have been deferred. Another alleged tactic was channel stuffing, where Autonomy purportedly pushed excessive software licenses through third-party resellers at the end of accounting periods. The channel partners then resold the licenses at heavy discounts, but Autonomy booked the full revenue up front, boosting apparent sales and margins. Further complicating the picture was Autonomy's use of indefinite deferral methods, treating certain sales as perpetual licenses and recognizing the full value immediately rather than amortizing revenue over the expected contract life. In January 2012, HP commissioned Deloitte to conduct a forensic review of Autonomy's accounting. The consultancy concluded that the accounting irregularities were widespread and disguised true financial performance. According to HP's subsequent presentations, Autonomy's reported operating cash flow was also significantly overstated by as much as $200 million. HP was unable to quantify the exact impact of the alleged impropriety, but ultimately determined that its $11 billion goodwill valuation related to Autonomy was almost entirely impaired. This massive write-down triggered alarm across global markets and raised profound questions about corporate governance and the due diligence conducted before the acquisition. HP's own internal review highlighted critical shortcomings. The company admitted it had failed to integrate Autonomy effectively, lacked deep software market expertise, and had been overly reliant on Autonomy's pre-existing leadership for financial data. Moreover, HP underestimated the complexity of Autonomy's accounting practices and the risks of acquiring a software company with an unconventional business model far different from its own hardware focus. For Hewlett-Packard shareholders and employees, the fallout was severe. HP's stock price fell roughly 40% in the weeks after the write-down. The planned CEO succession was thrown into chaos. Apotheker was fired in September 2012, amid upheaval over the company's strategic direction. HP later split into two companies, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, focused on services and infrastructure, and HP Inc., the PC and printer maker. For Autonomy shareholders, many of whom bought shares at a high premium in 2011, the write-down was devastating. The company's share price collapsed by over 90% within months. On the legal front, the situation became a labyrinth of lawsuits and regulatory probes across continents. The UK Serious Fraud Office, SFO, opened investigations but eventually dropped them in 2018, citing insufficient evidence. In contrast, the U.S. Department of Justice pursued civil and criminal charges against Autonomy's former executives for securities fraud and accounting violations. Mike Lynch fought extradition attempts for years and ultimately settled in 2021 without admission of guilt, agreeing to pay a fine. The ongoing legal battles illustrate the difficulty of proving complex accounting fraud spanning multiple jurisdictions, especially when dealing with technical software revenue recognition norms. Beyond the courtroom drama, the Autonomy debacle cast a long shadow on tech M&A practices worldwide. Analysts and investment bankers pointed to the case as emblematic of the pitfalls inherent in strategically transformative deals. Because software companies often use tricky revenue recognition methods, customized contracts, multi-element arrangements, subscription deferrals, it's challenging to perform conventional due diligence. Buyers must employ specialist forensic accountants and build detailed understanding of business models to avoid surprises. Indeed, HP learned this the hard way. The deal showed how the allure of strategic transformation can lead acquirers to overlook aggressive accounting and sloppy controls, especially when pressured to move quickly in fast-evolving markets. The Autonomy case also highlights another paradox. High-growth technology ventures often operate in legally gray areas of accounting, propelled by valuation narratives rather than fundamental earnings. In the years following the acquisition, HP refocused on its core competencies and improved governance standards to prevent similar crises. But the scars remain. As of 2023, the Autonomy write-down still stands as a caution to CEOs and investors alike. The story underscores that even titans like HP are vulnerable to corporate cultural blind spots and the complexity of acquiring the next big thing. Looking at the bigger picture, the Autonomy acquisition sheds light on how rapidly enterprise tech transformed in the early 2010s. It was a time when the shift to software and data analytics redefined value creation in global markets. Incumbent hardware companies faced existential choices: innovate internally, acquire asymmetric competitors, or risk obsolescence. Autonomy promised a shortcut, but ultimately fell short of delivering its sales and profit forecasts, in part due to questionable accounting. This episode also intersects with wider questions about financial transparency standards in tech. The complexity of software revenue recognition continues to challenge regulators. Even today, frameworks like ASC 606, implemented by the FASB and IASB in 2018 to standardize revenue recognition, were propelled by concerns arising from cases like Autonomy. In summary, the HP Autonomy saga is a window into the dangers of acquiring fast-growing companies with unconventional business models and aggressive accounting. It demonstrates how billions of dollars can vanish overnight when due diligence fails, inflating financial statements mask reality, and leadership underestimates integration challenges. For investors and business leaders, the mechanics were deceptively simple. High growth, complex revenue recognition, included related party sales, and overzealous recognition. For regulators and accounting professionals, it was a warning to stay vigilant in a world of increasingly intricate financial instruments and revenue streams. For the millions of HP employees and shareholders, it was a painful lesson on the cost of hype and haste in major mergers. Years later, the Autonomy debacle still resonates, reminding us that in the intricate dance of global finance and corporate strategy, no detail can be overlooked and no number blindly trusted. As we navigate today's fast-moving tech landscape, where artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and data analytics dominate, these lessons are more relevant than ever. The HP Autonomy episode invites us to ask, are companies truly doing their homework on transformative deals, or are they chasing growth narratives at the expense of scrutiny? And perhaps most importantly, will the next $11 billion acquisition built on lies be detected before it implodes? Or will history repeat itself somewhere, sometime soon? These are the questions that continue to shape the playbook for mergers and acquisitions in technology and corporate governance at large. If you found this story interesting, hit that like button and subscribe so we can keep making these videos. Tomorrow, we are diving into a story that is just as shocking. Quadriga CX, the crypto exchange whose founder faked his death. You will not want to miss it. I will see you there.